the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's 21-bedroom apartment in Kensington Palace, which was renovated for £1.4 million, will stand empty from next year after it was revealed they will be moving to Frogmore Cottage in Windsor. Harry and Meghan currently live in Nottingham Cottage in the grounds of Kensington Palace, and it was previously thought they would take a spacious main apartment inside the palace in preparation for the arrival of a baby due in the spring. But despite £1.4 million renovations being completed last month, the sprawling apartment next door to Kate and William will become available next year when the Duke of Gloucester, 74, and his Danish-born wife Brigitte, 72, moved to a smaller house in the palace grounds, according to The Sun. The Queen has gifted Harry and Meghan Frogmore Cottage, which will also need to undergo major building work and a multi-million-pound revamp to transform it from staff accommodation to a family home. Frogmore Cottage offers a nursery for the baby and 10 bedrooms, compared to just 2 at Nottingham Cottage. There will also be space for a gym and yoga studio, according to The Sun. The cottage, which is located in the private home park and looks out onto the stunning grounds of Frogmore House, is currently divided into 5 separate units where palace staff have been living. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex hope to move in next year after renovation is completed. Harry and Meghan hosted their private evening wedding party and shot their engagement photos on the grounds, and a statement from Kensington Palace described it as a very special place for the couple. Coincidentally, it is part of the estate where King Edward VIII and his wife Wallis Simpson are buried. A spokesman for Buckingham Palace said, "The future of Apartment 1 will be determined in due course." Wallis preceded Meghan as the first American divorcee to marry a royal, but while Meghan has been enthusiastically received by both the royal family and the British public, Wallis and Edward's relationship caused an international scandal and a constitutional crisis, forcing Edward to abdicate the throne in 1936. Meghan, 37, and Harry, 34, are also said to be keen to move further away from William and Kate, who live in a 20-room apartment inside Kensington Palace. The royal brothers feel it is time to end their joint court, amid reports of tension between them. With Harry set to become a father for the first time and William already a father of 3, the brothers are seemingly ready to concentrate on their own separate households. Harry and Meghan want to move, and need more space, but they don't want to live next door to William and Catherine, the Mail reported last week, citing a royal source. There is no reason why their London home has to be at Kensington Palace. There are plenty of other options, including using their own money to buy their own place, the source told Richard Eden. Catherine and Meghan live very different lives, and that is likely to become more marked over time, the source added. Kensington Palace said in a statement today, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will move to Frogmore Cottage on the Windsor estate early next year as they prepare for the arrival of their first child. The couple have lived at Nottingham Cottage since their engagement last year. Windsor is a very special place for their Royal Highnesses and they are grateful that their official residence will be on the estate. The Duke and Duchess's office will continue to be based at Kensington Palace. Royal insiders had expected Harry and Meghan to move into Apartment 1 at Kensington Palace, currently occupied by the Queen's cousin, the Duke of Gloucester and his wife Birgit. Some reports claim that Birgit was unhappy about leaving the 21-room apartment, which is right next door to William and Kate's home. However, both have since confirmed they will be leaving the palace. Scaffolding that had been wrapped around Kensington Palace since last November disappeared last month, prompting speculation that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were about to move in. Builders completed £1.4 million worth of repairs on the roof and replaced the windows of the 21-room apartment 1, on the west side of the palace. The flat even has an adjoining door with apartment 1A, home to the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, meaning the brothers and their wives could have visited each other without stepping outdoors. However, reports have surfaced suggesting that this was a downside rather than a benefit for Harry. A royal source told The Sun, the initial plan was for Harry and Meghan to move out of their cottage in the grounds of Kensington Palace and into one of the main apartments. Now Harry and Meghan don't want to live next to William and Kate and want to strike out on their own. But there has been a bit of tension between the brothers. The Windsor estate also has a great deal of sentimental value for Harry and Meghan, who, following their wedding at Windsor Castle, held their evening wedding reception at Frogmore House. Frogmore House is only open to members of the public on 3 days per year, when all proceeds are donated to charity. Their engagement photos were also taken on the grounds. The next open day will be in June 2019. Located in the home park of Windsor Castle, the gardens at Frogmore House have been a favourite retreat for monarchs and their families since the house was purchased by Queen Charlotte in 1790. Queen Victoria in particular was said to love the peace and quiet at Frogmore. She spent long periods there after the death of her husband, and her favourite munchie, teacher, Abdul Karim, once lived at Frogmore Cottage.